Hi, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be covering the topic of MIDI velocities and how to differentiate between them and the idea of volume when working in Sibelius. As far as velocities go, one thing you could liken it to is essentially how hard the instrument's being hit. Or if we want to use a piano keyboard as the analogy, if I was to press the key lightly, we get a softer sound, whereas if I used more force, we actually get a louder sound. So that's kind of the important thing to take away from there, is velocity really just relates to the actual sound being produced based on how hard you're hitting it. And Virtual Drumline was actually sampled at multiple velocities. So if you listen to this snare part I have written in here, you don't just hear a sample, like the same sample being played gradually louder. You actually hear the different sounds that if the drum was actually played softly versus loudly, you're actually hearing those different sounds. Now I've come down here to this tenor part that I've got written here, and you can see that I've got this little tilde C70. C7 basically just means that that's relating to the volume MIDI controller, and that's on the CC7 MIDI controller. And down here I've got the C7 127. Now both velocity and volume can have values of 0 through 127, but when pertaining to velocity, the higher velocity will actually give you a sample that was recorded with the person hitting the drum or the instrument with more force versus down at the bottom end using less force. Now down here, the volume, you can actually see I've actually got it starting at fortissimo, but I'm going to play this back and you're going to hear it do what sounds like a crescendo, but it's actually the loud sample being played the entire time, just getting gradually louder as a result of the volume being raised. So go ahead and give this a listen. So you hear the difference there? I'm going to play this back. You can actually hear different samples, whereas on this one you actually hear just the same loud sample getting gradually louder. So there you have it, velocity versus volume. And I believe the definition for gritting is consuming a massive bowl of grits, but that is neither here nor there. Alright, that's all for this video. In the next video, we'll actually apply all this newfound knowledge, this massive bowl of velocity volume knowledge, to working on our battery music and creating a little more definition of those parts using velocity. So we'll see you next time.